welcome back to a brand new Minecraft series. This is the wonderful world of Create Astral. After all the Vault Hunter stuff that I did, I realized that what I actually liked the most was the Create mod. Out of everything in there, that was the best thing. But it was a pain in the butt because you had to do so much in order to do that. This is just pretty much focused on Create, along with some other stuff. There's a lot of updates in it. So I thought we'd start a new series, and the whole goal of this is to make it to the moon. As you can see, we're trying to get to the moon. I think there are other planets past that, but it should be pretty exciting. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build a little starter base before I even look at the quest book properly. I already scouted out around a little bit, and I think this hill is where my house is going to be, along with our good cow friend here. Yes. So I'm going to get that set up, and then we are going to come back in a bit. So, we've hit our first night. I have no idea what that thing over there is. I think it's a spider on top of a horse, but I'm not really sure. But there are a couple of important things to know about this mod pack. First off, I used up all my wood, but you cannot actually craft tools the way you normally would. So this crafting table I have here doesn't actually do us any good. This is the start of my very basic hut. It also means that we can't mine any stone yet until we do some other stuff. So, while it's nighttime and I hope that I can cower in my half of a house, let's look through this. So, first thing, this is in-game thing. That's already done. There is no way to superheat stuff. That comes later. We can mark that as done. There is no nether. That's done. There's ways to get to the moon without a rocket, apparently. And brass. Brass is something that we'll need eventually, but we can't use yet. So if we go into the main part, we have chapter 0.5, getting started. First thing that we're going to need is a crafting table. So we've done that, so we can get a bed and a few torches, which is great, because I can put the torches up on the outside of my hut. There's our cow friend. We need a name for the cow. If you have a good name for the cow, leave it in the comments. And more importantly, we have a bed. Now, I don't know quite where I want the bed. Maybe here. That's not going to work. Let's put the bed here. And then we can at least sleep in a second. Let's see what else is in our quest book. So the next thing we're going to need is some blank patterns. These are for what used to be called Tinker's Construct. That was a thing like 10 years ago. I think it might still be a thing, but it's now called Hephaestus. It's a really cool way to make various tools that have different sort of effects. But we're going to need some more wood for that, which I don't currently have, before we can do that. There's a whole bunch of stuff about Tinker's Construct. Apparently blazes are found on the moon. The smeltery does not work. And we get an orca item for doing this. So we're going to accept that. I hear a skeleton. Oh, the skeletons... Let's go to sleep. Nope. We can't sleep because there are monsters nearby. And you'll notice the skeleton is shooting. I think I am going to most likely die here. Yep. Oh, and I didn't set my bed, so I spawned it way back where I started off. That's not fun. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so it's daytime. I managed to get back. It wasn't too far. The spawn is like over that direction somewhere. Also apparently got my own head. Very nice, very Lego-y. So let's get back into the quest book. We can get an orca. I don't know what that does, but we're going to find out. And there's a few different things that we can do from here. The main thing that we want to make our way towards is this. This will unlock chapter 1. But there's also some stuff with like cooking here. We can get a tractor. We can do some like decoration-y stuff. And then there's a whole alcoholic section here, which I think is funny. We might do that. We do have a bunch of wine. I already found some grapes. But we'll see. That'll come later down the line. First thing I want to do is get into Create properly. Hopefully our saplings will grow. But the next thing we basically need to do is just wait until some wood grows so that we can make these patterns. Alright, so we got some more wood. I finished making the main part of the house. And now it is time to make some pallets. So what we do is we need some sticks, which nicely just drop off of trees as you're knocking them down. And then we just make some patterns, that's what they're called. So we'll make 12 of them because we will need a lot of them for the various items. I don't know what to do with my orca friend, we're just going to put him there for now. We got some seeds as well, we should probably start that up at some point. I don't know that we can make a hoe before we do the rest of this. So we've made our patterns, we get materials in U, which we're not going to bother reading. The next most important thing we need is a parts builder. So to build that, we need 2 blank patterns and some more wood, all of which we have. So we're going to put those in there, those in there. Now I don't want this little small building to get too stuffed up with stuff, so we're going to make a sort of parts assembly station. Where should we put it? Should we put it... let's put it behind the house. I'll get rid of some of this grass later. For now it's okay. So let's put that there. And then we also need a tinker station, which is more wood and more patterns. Really, I should actually move the crafting table out here as well, so I don't have to come back here every time. There we go, so we got a tinker station. Put that down as well. And now, let's see what we get for those. No reward there. No reward there, cool. We're going to need to make some tool parts. So, we need to make a... what I think is a pickaxe. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our patterns, we're going to take some wood, and we will make ourselves a pick head. We're also going to need some tool bindings and a tool handle. We then take all 3 of those and we can make ourselves an oak wood pickaxe. It has a bunch of stats associated with it, but nothing super interesting yet. So we'll make that. And we now have another quest done. And we get a fruit salad, which is great. Next thing we need to do is... actually, we've done that. We've already made a thing. We're going to need to make a furnace next, it looks like. We also get a couple more books that we won't worry about right now. So we'll put those up there. And we now have a few different things we can do. So we can look for various ores. We get a cake. Actually, apparently we can just click that and be done with it. So we can take our cake. We're going to need all of these things in order to get towards Chapter 1. But there's also some other side quests over here that we can do. There's also something called the Traveler. Not entirely sure what that does. When I was testing this out earlier, I didn't actually do that. We'll also need to make a furnace. Now the furnace has changed. You need raw of whatever metal as well as stone. So that's going to be our next task. We're going to have to take our new pickaxe and do some digging. Fortunately, there's a big area over here. I already looked at it a little bit. I think this is where our initial mine is going to be. It even has some coal to get us started. So we've collected some stone, and really, an oak pickaxe is fine, but it's not going to do us a whole lot of good, so we're going to make something a little bit better. We're going to start off with a couple of these. We'll need some tool bindings. Apparently I can only make one. Oh no, I ran out of patterns. We'll have to make more of those in a sec. Actually, I need to make more of those now if I want to make anything else. Give me a sec. Alright, we got some more patterns in. Let's make another tool binding. And then I'm also going to want a pickaxe, but we're going to make it out of cobblestone. And we should probably have something like a sword as well. And it'd be good to have an axe. We probably want a small axe head for that. Which also I think means that we need one more tool binding. So now we go back to our tinker station. Let's build those things. We got a sword. Ooh, do I actually need 2 of these? I do need 2 of those. That's fine, we got a stone sword. Then we need our better pickaxe, which is this thing. We got a better pickaxe. And I want to make an axe as well. So we'll go back over here. Make another tool handle. This is going to be made of birch. And we make ourselves an axe. Oh, I just realized you can just click through here. That's actually really handy. Good to know. So we'll make ourselves a nice axe as well, because we got our trees growing now. I don't think that there's a way to do vein miner on this, unfortunately. So all of these trees we're going to have to properly cut down by hand. But maybe there's something in not Tinker's Construct, Hephaestus that lets us do so. I just haven't found it yet. Alright, now that we got some new tools, it's time to go properly digging. Now I noticed somewhere around here there is a giant hole. And although I like the little mine that we started underneath the base, it would be a whole lot easier if we just dig down into something like this. Now I don't think this is quite the thing I was looking for. I think it might be if we follow this direction. Is it over here? No, there it is. That is a big hole. One of the things we need to get is tin, so we're going to grab this since it's right here. We will be using an awful lot of tin, as well as copper and iron, although when I was testing it out, I actually didn't find any just naturally spawning iron. Instead I found a mineshaft chest that just had some iron in it, so that was handy, but not quite the way you're supposed to find it. So let's go down into this giant hole. One other thing that we'll need to keep an eye on for is andesite, because that is another incredibly important thing in this mod pack. In the meantime, let's grab some copper. And let's start making our way down here. Now, skeletons are kind of terrifying. I think that one that attacked me earlier took me out in like 3 shots. But let's get a whole bunch of this. And basically, we're just going to keep doing this until my pickaxe breaks. Which hopefully won't be for a while. All of that for a single piece of iron. That's fantastic. Now, one of the other things we're going to need to look for, which is right here conveniently, is andesite. We are going to go through a lot of it. There's eventually a way to automate it so that we don't have to physically mine it. But I'm pretty sure that comes much farther down the line. Sorry, Torch, you're going to go away for a sec. Let's put you on the diorite. Alright, so our pickaxe broke, which means we need to go back to base to get that fixed. In this, you'll notice that in this mod pack, you'll notice that even though my pickaxe broke, it didn't actually go away. It's still in my hand. It just looks rather busted and won't do anything. That's because you can fix it using Hephaestus instead. Also, I got a new keyboard. I got a whole new computer. So, I don't know how well that this clicking of me pressing spacebar is going to sound. But we'll figure that out eventually. It's also time to eat my fruit salad. So to fix an item, you just stick it in the tinker station. We got some cobblestone, so we're going to put it in here. You put this in here. We don't need that. And our pickaxe is back to new. Easy as that. So it looks like this cavern is quite far. Got a spider creeping up on us right now. Can show you how the sword works. Has a cool like swing animation. It also has actually longer range than I thought it would. I let the spider get way too close. But that's fine. Found some more iron. We actually have 10 iron now, so I think I might push a little bit further in there, and if there's anything interesting I'll show you what that is. But otherwise we'll go back up to the base and do the next bit of the quest. We seem to have acquired a new guy. He is a wandering winemaker. We have no emeralds, so this doesn't really matter. I like the cherry planks, those actually look really nice. Maybe that'll be part of our aesthetic. Also, I like how those birds landed on there. That's cool. Anyway, we got some more supplies. So the next thing that we need to do is make our furnace. So what we need is, we actually need a little bit more cobblestone. Do I have more cobblestone? Yes, I do. Take some cobblestone. I'm actually going to make 2 of these, just because when I was testing this out, I found that was kind of useful. And then we need some of whatever material, it doesn't actually matter. And then we make our furnaces. So we're going to put them both right here. And then we can start smelting stuff up. Just need to get a little bit of coal. Let's put that in there. Let's get our iron melting up. So in the quest book, we've now done this, so that's good. We've made our furnace, so we get an egg sandwich and some more coal. And then we have the option of either making some golden armor, we can be living life like Larry. Or we can go into copper utilities, which is also kind of handy. Copper can be used just in general, but it also works well as a Hephaestus material. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to make a full set of copper armor because it's easy to make. That's why we have 2 furnaces, so we can chuck a bunch of copper in there. I have over a stack of copper already. Copper is really easy to find in this mod pack. So we'll let those cook up. We do need all of these things before we can move on to level 2. But that's fine. Maybe while this cooks up, we can go find some clay. What are those? Why are they so vivid? They're wild onions. Ooh, that sounds actually kind of cool. Can we just take them? Cool. Got some onions. We're not going to take all of them. We'll let a few of them stay here. I don't know if they repopulate, but I guess we'll find out. In the meantime, we got to find some clay. Alright, so we got our clay. We need some clay blocks specifically. So let's turn some of these into blocks. I think I only need like 4 of them. Yep. What else do I need here? I need iron ingots, copper ingots, and tin ingots. All of which should be currently smelting. In fact, the iron is done. The copper is done. So let's grab some tin. Where is our tin? And let's chuck those into smelt as well. And then we're almost done with the bare minimum for chapter 0.5. There are also these things, and perhaps we'll go through them at a later stage. But I think for this first one, if we can complete most of this, there's some stuff with like storage things that I'm not super concerned about right now. But perhaps we can do those later. Copper armor. Which I think is actually a quest, isn't it? Yeah. When we get a battle staff. I don't think it does a whole lot of damage. It's It's also a two-handed weapon. Let's just really quickly compare this to the sword, which does... well, it actually does less damage for something, but it does hit harder, and it attacks faster. I suspect this has more reach, but it's kind of cool. Alright, and with that we have our tin ingots. So, wait, what are we missing? Oh, we're missing andesite? There we go. Alright, so now we have unlocked Chapter 1, which is going to go a lot more into the create stuff with the andesite world. This is where we're going to need all of the stuff. I'm guessing this is the andesite world. Yeah, there's a whole lot of things in here, some of which I don't entirely know how they work. For example, astral signals. Don't know how that works. Absolutely essential. And trains. That was not a thing that we did in Vault Hunters at all, but it is a thing in here. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you in the next video.